Hello, hello. You should be able to hear me through the left speaker only. Left speaker only. Mic check. Fucking hell. Oh, should we sit here for 8 minutes with me talking in your left ear? Or what? What are you guys feeling? Yeah, we should sit here for 8 minutes. Just with left ear action. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. Oh, with noise on top. Fuck. That's got to be an OBS issue, man. I didn't bother recording to test today. Okay, let me just turn my Motu on and off. I can't fix it. I don't know what the issue is. I've tried reinstalling all of my fucking plugins and shit. All of my... Oh, not plugins. My head's not with it today, guys. I'm so hungry. Is it fixed? So sometimes I can fix it by... Yeah, still left only. That's just because I'm plugged into the left channel. When I go over here... Hello. At least your speakers are... Yeah, now you should have both things. I don't know if it's a mini-meters issue. If it's... I've reinstalled all of my blurs. Plugin. All drivers. Every week. Who knows? So, this, no. It's everything. Is it just like magically fixed now? Is it just mini meters that's the issue? $512 is fine. The crickets are back. Crickets are back. There's some fucked shit going on, guys. I don't know what it is. Let me. Nah. We're not having any of this. At least we can understand you bollocks. It either works or it doesn't. Every single week for the last fucking like 5 or 6 weeks, every Thursday, I have to turn all of my streaming stuff on and record and then turn it on and off and on. Nothing to do with Motu. It's 100% fucking mini meters. If I shout at mini meters, man, he'll just say update to version 1. It's definitely mini meters. There's some bollocks with mini meters going on. Let's open it again and see if everything breaks. How are we? Still jittery? Oh, I can't play because my audio's off. Let's see if mini meters breaks it again. Sound is good and mini meters is on. Hey, so yeah, I literally have to do this every week now. I don't know why. I have to turn OBS on and then turn the Motu on and off and on and off, and then turn mini meters on and off and on and off. It's a bloody pain in the ass, guys. Bloody pain in the ass. One sec. Right. Mate, I don't know what's up with them. They spend all day in here with me and then they don't come on stream. I don't know, man. They obviously don't like the new setup. That must be it. They want me to flip it back round so that it looks nice on stream. That's what they probably want. Not coming in your stream that's crap. Oh, there we go. She just runs straight off. Go on, stay up there, darling. Your butthole. There you go, some cat butthole for you. I don't know what to do about that, guys. Yeah, I try. I've got a lovely sofa here for them, and they spend all day in the studio in here with me. But yeah, they just don't want to be on stream anymore. They got shy. Anyway, 5 minutes. We should probably get on with it. That's not too much technical issue, is it? 5 minutes. We've done all right. Feedback stream. We got a few tracks here. A couple I couldn't download. For some reason, Foes I could download, but it wouldn't let me bring it into Ableton. So whatever. We'll listen to them on SoundCloud. Yeah, not loads again this week. So let's just plow through, eh? I've not had any lunch today, so I'm like extra grumpy. So your snares are all shit. Let's go. Really like this groove. I feel like it's got this fizz, like above 2K, but I think like the 1.5K could have a bit more. Even if it's just a noise element or something. That fizz is registering more to me than. I also, let me listen a bit more before I Okay, so I will comment. You have this secondary synth coming in halfway through drop one, which is like doing some kind of beepy thing. I think you need to directly double up that main synth. What I would probably do is little altar boy. Get your whole bass group. I'm just going to use EQ3 because it's dirty. Dymatic, good to see. I get that bit, and then do something. and mess with the formant or something, you know. Don't have it for the first half, just for the second half. One bar. Something like that. And it just give a nice alteration that's kind of like weirdly broken or something, but it'll go along with that main stab bass. Obviously this has got the drums and everything in it, but you just get this nice kind of like broken, chirpy. I did that with a formant. Maybe you could do it with the pitch going down a little bit. Pew, pew, pew. And then like a bit of extra distortion, whatever. Bitch, no, a bit crushing. It's called redux, isn't it? It's a little layer of something like that. Ignore the drums that are in it. You can hear that top layer though. It's that nice like. That layer, it's kind of like crunchy, distorted. It's got its own movement in it with the formant and the pitch, and it will just like reinforce that bass. Keep your other line, the other little beep, but just another layer on top that is your bass, that's made from the bass that comes in. It just gives a little more like crispy ear candy kind of thing. Again, this will sound naff because it's got the drums in it. And then I'd have that same layer straight away coming into this drop in drop B. It's D because I've not lined things up properly here. Just so that bass has a little extra of that extra noise that you've introduced. Listen to Primitive Terror. I did it like way obviously in Primitive Terror. I'd potentially get another layer on that. Either you've high passed it too much, or get another layer in there, which is a nice strong fundamental. Dum da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum. Saw wave, square wave. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep, and filter open that up as well. That just feels a little bit too high pass at the moment. It's okay for it to start like that, but it should open up some more, open up a filter or something to get more of that. yeah, it's just copy paste at the moment. Once you've got those elements from before in, get them in, you know, just like that extra little base layer, those extra little bits, and then just mess around with it a bit. Have a listen to LD50, a tune that I did on was on the Abducted 100 release. It's a very simple chuggy riff, and then I just used that exact same riff, the exact same MIDI, on a couple of different instruments. Higher up synths and leads, and just kind of like bring them in, bring them out. So like all the MIDIs there, the 3 drops are different. I would just orchestrate them with a few extra synths that come in. You know, just something to ear candy. Cool tune though, I really like it. Fo, how you doing? I downloaded yours, but for some reason it wouldn't let me bring it into Ableton, so we'll have to just listen to it on SoundCloud. Caliban, let's have a listen.
Energy.
Straight away on, I just want to smash it into a limiter. Yeah, volumes. I would say one of the things that all of us are doing nowadays is working into a limiter. Not only does it give you much more loudness, I think pushing into a limiter from the beginning really helps make things sound shit. And a good, it doesn't sound like something we want, but it's good because it can help you tackle things a lot earlier on in the chain, rather than working like this and then at the end pushing it and being like, oh, my whole mix sounds crap. Crushing things into a limiter early is going to help. So let's push that into a limiter now, listen from the beginning, and hopefully highlight a lot easier any of the issues. So there's a lot of low-end nasty stuff there. I don't know what it's from, but it's not sub in a nice way. It's all just low-end rumbly grumble. So cut all of that and just replace it with a low Reese hitting your root note.
Energy.
Tonto, big up. Okay, so a couple of bits we talked about before were side chaining and mid-side stuff. So all of your sub on the side. Now, people nowadays aren't all doing this. This used to be like definitely no side content on the sub. Now some people do have it, but I think for a beginner's perspective, I would just cut this. You're going to have much more headroom and much cleaner time. And then sidechain, I can see it here on Minimeters. Your snare and sub are playing at the same time. It's just, again, not something that has to be done, but you're just going to have a much better time in general mixing. Let's see, I'm guessing this. Whoop, alt. So we can see the snare fundamental here being bent by the sub. You can see the snare should be, let's go up to Migas. You can see the snare here. The snare is, you know, consistently loud, whereas your snare is being bent by the sine wave of the sub. You know, I can see the sub still, up, down. So we call it sidechain, but volume automation is what we're doing nowadays. Most people, not typical sidechain compression. So something like shaper box and just ducking the kick and the snare out of the way. Just controlling these waves a bit better. You know, there's this kick here is this volume, and then you've got this kind of gap where the sub is quieter. Maybe it's fading in from here to here, and then it gets louder here, and then the noise starts coming in. So it's just a bit more control of the individual elements, I think, is going to help a lot. And as I said, crushing it into a limiter can help quite a lot. You can hear here, you can hear there where the sub and the kicks are playing on top of each other, and it's overloading. It's sounding like too much into the limiter. If we weren't pushing it into the limiter, you probably wouldn't notice that, and then that would become an issue later down the line when you go to do mastering or however you're thinking of doing it. It's not as obvious that that's a problem, but once you've got your limiter on and you're pushing it a bit more, you can hear that like the kick sucks in and out a little bit. So then you can deal with that by using volume automation, sidechain, whatever you want to call it. And another thing that's like sounds super basic, but it really isn't. Like 90% of mixing is volume, like just getting the volumes of everything to be balanced and correct. Listen to this. I'd say the hats are a bit too far back. I can't really hear them. The crash sounded really loud compared to everything else. The first snare on every bar sounds louder than the rest, so you've got another layer playing in there or something like that, which is cool to do. It's cool to have like a separate snare layer that only happens sometimes, but it sounds obvious, like it's not balanced enough, basically. Like, can you hear that? That cymbal was like way louder than like the whole rest of the song. You can see it here on Span. You know, that whole high end is jumping up loads. So I think your whole high end could all be a bit louder. I think the sub and everything is taken too much. And because we're crushing it into a limiter, it probably would be better to turn the sub down than push those up. can hear the difference that opening it up, really makes. Main advice would be side chaining, looking at volume automation side chaining, using volume shaper or something, and just reference. If you pull, what's going to be the quickest way to do this? Let's come to here, set the input to Migas tune. It's going to be unfair, but we're doing it. And that should be it, right? We should have it. No, the routing is wrong. What have I done wrong? I want that to be 2-1. So the red is Miga's tune underneath, the green is your tune. You see your sub is peaking louder than his, and all of your highs are lower than his. And if I turn the limiter off, so by referencing, you can see that visually things aren't lining up. I don't expect everyone to have treated rooms. I don't have a treated room. It's about knowing your speakers, visually referencing, and getting to understand what that's like in your room. So, yeah, reference. Look at some sidechain stuff. Try and get general volume balance of all of your elements. Just a much more balanced. I think, we do a lot of clipping and a lot of pushing stuff as much as you can. And I'm not saying everyone should work like that, but if you do work heavily into a limiter, it does highlight issues a lot quicker. So that's something, just to think about. Right, turn that off, and we'll go back to mid side. Yes. And my MSED, there we go. Right. Next up, RCA. There was 2. Is this the one that was from last time or not? There was one that you worked on a bit more. Not sure. I think there's one from last time you worked on a bit more, and then
Less from the root to the crown. Jah light lift me when I'm down. Babylon fall, I stand tall. Lion heart, I fear no war. Less from the root to the crown. Jah light lift me when I'm down. Babylon fall.
And I really can't stand these AI vocals. I just do my fucking tits in, man.
Lion heart, I fear no war. Fire for me soul, Jah hold the key. Guide every step, set me spirit free. No chains, no lies, just sky above. Me walk with power, me walk with love.
It's like on top of all of it.
Power, me walk with love.
Sounds like he's right up against that mic. Fucking crunchy. It's made of noise. It's just, oh, man, I don't know. I'm extra biased towards it, I think, but it sounds bad.
Fire for me soul, Jah hold the key. Guide every step, set me spirit free. No chains, no lies, just sky above. Me walk with power, me walk with Fire for me soul, Jah hold the key. Guide every step, set me spirit
So it's got sub in this section, but no sub in this one. There's sub in the first note. And there's just no sub anymore. I don't know why that is. More fundamental on the snare, and it's like you've done a weird scoop up here on some elements. I don't know if there's a weird tail or something hanging over there. There's just like a just like a note that's just hanging over. Don't know what that is. Oh, it's that. Yeah, cut that in the drop. That doesn't sound right. I don't know why some of the notes have sub and some don't. Sort that out.
Bliss from the root to the crown. Jah light lift me when I'm down. Babylon fall, I stand tall. Lion heart, I fear no war. Fire for me soul, Jah hold the key. Guide every step, set my spirit free. No chains, no lies, just sky above. Me walk with power, me walk with love. Fire for me soul, Jah hold the key. Guide every step, set my spirit free. No chains, no lies, just sky above. Me walk with power, me walk with love.
Things I've heard you do much better, so I know that you can do these mixed down bits. It's just like early days for it. Vibe's really cool. I like those bass sounds. They're nice. I like the big harmonic-y, honky bass. You just need to have the sub on all of the bass sounds. I don't know why that's not there. Like, if you've just forgotten or you can't hear it in your monitoring room. So, I don't know. But I think once you got the sub with all those basses, crush that together a bit, EQ to level it out. Yeah, the actual vibe is cool. Careful with some mid-side stuff, like the mid's getting louder than the central stuff. That drop there, where it's got sub throughout, apart from the sub dipping in a couple of the bass notes, sounds much cooler. Tonto, if you're on the Discord and level 2, then go for it. Again, that burp, I don't think that works behind everything in the drop. And like the sub's gone, so it's like, it's just weird. Yeah, cool vibe. quite a lot of mixed down stuff to be done. I'd get the sub on all of the bass first of all. You know, crush that together with some MSAT or Pro L2 or whatever. Level all those sounds out. Maybe work on the snare a bit. There's some sections where it sounded good and others not. It's hard to tell because some sections are missing sub and stuff. So, yeah, nice one. Definitely cool vibe. Tonto, I've done that just to stop people joining the Discord off the stream, spamming us, and then disappearing for all eternity. I've got your message, and since it's you, and I know you, and you are a decent member of the community, I'll give it a download for ya. Only because it's you. Start this one again, Goss. I think maybe cool it off a little bit on the luffs. I think it sounds fine, but it's pretty loud and pretty pink, which generally high luff songs end up looking a bit pinker on mini meters because they're so much of those mids and everything super crunchy. And personal preference, but with these big super luff songs like Burr Oak and some of Anizo's stuff, even though it's technically really good, I just find I can't mix them from a mixing point of view. It's just too pushed that you can't have any fun adding new stuff in and finding cool doubles. So unless your song is like, nah, from a creative point of view, I want it to be 1,000 laughs, I think you can do yourself a disservice by pushing things too hard. Sometimes, unless the song needs it, you know what I mean? I think this song has kind of quite a cool groove potential. I think you could back off. Also, your third harmonic is like hitting almost exactly the same as the sub, so you could probably bring that down a little bit as more. Yeah, some of it is just sounding over distorted, as Sinan saying. I don't think it needs to. I think it's simply backing off on everything. I know the way you produce, so I know it's probably not just crammed into the master limiter. This is done in stages as we do. So maybe just back off on a few of those saturators and things. Yeah. Groove's really nice. The everything is coming through clearly, so it's mixed properly. It's mixed well. It's alright, Goss. I got you open on Discord. Yeah, really cool arrangement, really nice song. I think that would be my only advice, is just back off on a bit of that. I don't think it needs to be that that pushed, really. I think it would sound a bit groovier, backed off a little more, I think. Yeah, that's it, really. Decent. So I'm guessing that other RCA track was the new one, because it had, what did he say, jungly vibes or whatever. So this is probably the one from last time.
Voices screaming, no escape inside.
Again, personally, just vocals, no.
Voices screaming, no escape inside. Shadows creeping, devouring the light. One spark ignites, the crowd goes insane. A twisted rhythm burns in every vein.
A twisted rhythm burns in every vein sounds like ChatGPT. Sorry, but it does. If it's not, apologies to whoever wrote those lyrics. That sounds like something ChatGPT would say.
Burns in every vein. One fear, the frenzy grows. No truth, just lies. Nobody knows. A storm of chaos, the fire won't cease. Collective madness, no chance for peace.
all of your elements, apart from the vocals, need more of 800 to 8K. Like this whole region here just feels super lacking. Until the vocals came in, then it was like, oh, fuck me. You can see you've just got these big hats here, like towering above everything else. Expected vocals.
Heartbeat faster, syncopated rave. Trapped like animals inside this cage. Reality cracks the fever consumes. A dance of despair in a world of doom. One mind, one fear, the frenzy grows. No truth, just lies, nobody knows. A storm of chaos, the fire won't cease. Collective madness, no chance for
Yeah, arrangement works. That's nice. This is the area you need to focus on. All of the basses, pads, everything, like, just needs more of that area. Apart from the vocals. The vocals are sticking out way too loud. In that area, you can see the big old peaks where it's coming through. Obviously, I'm boosting it too, which makes it worse. That would be my main thing, really, to look at on that one. Syndicate. Oh, this is going to be shit.
Run it back.
Too much compression? No, I wouldn't say so. I just think it's just solo again. I think it's just lacking in those frequencies, really. You can see it's there with the vocals. The vocals are nicely balanced on their own. But your hats are poking up above everything else. I would say that all of that needs boosting in the track, just like everything above 800. But you've got the hats here, which are poking out too much. So that leaves just that section that I said before, basically. 800 to 5K. No, there to there. I think you could have more content in your basses, in everything else that's going on. Snare as well, just while we're talking about snare, was very high at F4. Maybe that's a vibe. Maybe try pitching your snare down a bit more might sound a bit fuller and thicker with a lower fundamental.
Run it back. Smash that. Run it back.
800 hertz up to 5-6K. That all your basses need that area. Not above 8K. Up to.
Smash that. Run it back when we smash that. Run it back when we smash that. Run it back, 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 run it back when you smash that. Yeah. When you smash that. Yeah. When you smash that. Yeah.
That the response there being like really wide, or having like that convolution or something on it, makes me want to hear more of that. I want that. I almost don't want the main bass there. I feel like that would be something that fucking Noisier or Mephius would do. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, fucking hell. Really forward. And then that second dung, 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 dung. Really far back. Boom, 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 boom. And then maybe a zip, you know, wham, to bring you back forwards. Boom, really forward bass. Bang. Dung, 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 dung. Really far back. Zip. Pad bringing it in.
Yeah. When you smash that. 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 Yeah. Run it back when you smash that. Run it back. 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 Run it back when you smash that. Run it back.
Yeah, C section's really nice. Nice groove. I think to make that A drop feel even more mental, I feel like it gives everything with that massive forward bass. I think that response could actually just be like lighter, further back, more different, less of the high end, less of the rasp, to create even more contrast, and you get the kind of like boom, 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 rap, forward.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't need the dung, 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 dung in the forward distorted bass.
Yeah.
I think that should be just like the wide convolution 808 dung, 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 dung. And then it's like a really nice call and response because you're like, oh, there's nothing there. And then it's like, bam, back right for it. Early days on that one, I know. What did you say? I'm forcing you to do more than 60 bars for feedback. Sounding wicked though. I reckon a little more work on those two instruments so it's not so samey. And then the only thing you pick up from the original. It's got the original vocal in it. That's enough in it. Yeah, I think it's good. All right, fat boy. What you got, my guy? So I think what doesn't work for me with the intro to the drop is you're introducing and that continues in drop 1, but that's not really what drop 1 is it? Drop 1 is boom dip and dee doo doo. Boom dum bum boo em wam dum bum bum booey wah boom dum bum boo em wam dum bum bum booey wah. That's the riff. That's what you want people to focus on. So that should be in the build up and intro. That's what you should be teasing. You should get people ready for boom dum 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 dum. So you can still have whip 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 whip. Bum 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 dum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum ba da ba da bum. Bum ba 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 da bum. Bum ba 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 da bum. Bum ba 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 da bum. Da da. Did it get deleted? I think that's what that's all the intro needs to tie it in. And then drop C, because the bass is going low, you know, the bass is getting low pass and everything's kind of like, I think the hats should open up a bit there because everything's ticky here. Ting, 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 ting. Like, never underestimate the power of just a ride. This one's M4? Probably. Ride would just open that right up. Oh no, not that one. I feel like since that's been building up, it should be at least a 4/4 fake out. I had the vape when I last worked on this. Yeah, the 4/4 is great. I think you should at least do a 4/4 fake out on the drop. Boom, 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 boom. That'll fuck fuck everyone right up. Because everyone's going to be expecting, all right, he's dropped down to 4/4. Yeah, oh, the next drop's obviously going to be in 4/4, isn't it? Next drop's going to be a dum dum dum. So you fake him with it. And probably you do the burp 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 burp. Do this bit. Yeah. Bass sounds good. It's nice, crispy, almost too crispy. Yeah, I like it. Love that tail bass, that's very nice. Yeah, man, banger. Not much I would change on that one, to be honest. I get what you mean about the intro. The intro does feel a little disconnected. I think it's just that there's only that one element that persists through to the drop. So if you just get some of that drop bass, maybe not the actual bass, just the rhythm of it or something in the intro, that might just smooth them together a bit more. What was the very, very intro? So I'm one for like grabbing some of these synths, boop, boop, chuck them in the intro with a massive fucking echo or delay on it or whatever. You know, maybe chuck one in a big reverb and make a pad that you can reverse up or something. Just create some more fucking bullshit with the elements you've got already. Whack it in that first bit here. Not too much to complicate it, but just for some ear candy. And then just try and get some essence of that main groove into the build-up, tie it over a bit better. Tonto Gutterfish or Glutterfish? Gutterfish 11.
There's an endless stream of filth running through this town. Narcissists, greedy.
Okay. Be careful around this area.
There's an endless stream of filth running through this town. Narcissists, greedy fucks, low-down dumbasses, people out of the gutter. It's fucking embarrassing that no one's doing shit about this shit. You know, I've been thinking about this, John. Yeah?
It's up to me to flush out the filth.
So whenever you're using any phasers or flanger phaser or whatever, comb filter could be, so creating those big dips in that high end, I try and avoid that where possible. It just where you've got this big imbalance, like 1K to 2K up, from like here up. I don't really like to see any of these kind of differences. Obviously, different notes have different peaks and troughs, but you've got this is like far too harsh, sticking way above everything else. Try and aim for 1K up to be pretty flat in its harmonic order or whatever proper way you want to call it. Just try not to have too many of these like big troughs and peaks coming up. So I'd say all of that's probably a bit harsh. Sidechaining. What's your sidechaining / volume automation? Snare. All the snare high end is totally lost in the drop. I can really. Either there's not enough. There's like a quite a thick fundamental there. Using duck. Okay, let me have a look. I feel like there's what's this bit? Yeah, the body seems to be very long and I don't know. It's like there's a pitch automation on the fundamental. It's making it very wide and very long, which is a vibe. Would probably be nicer if it was shorter and then had more noise, more of a noise layer to it. What's going to be the easiest way to do this? Probably just find some white noise. Just any white noise. Rather than this like long, don't know. Yeah, better snare, better snare. Sorry. I can see down here. I can see when the snare's playing that there is sidechain happening. I can see the sub is stopping. But maybe you're not sidechaining the snare to the pads at all. So I feel like I'm just losing all of that high end on the snare. And I think it's noticeable because I can see it up here. The has, if we look up at millimeters here, you can see the lines where that lead pad is doop 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 doop. And when the snare happens, you can see no line at the top here. Follow that snare up, you can see up the top, the hats and the other things are giving a nice ch-ch-ch. But when the snare hits, you don't have that same power. Oh man, do it 100%. Do it 100%. Fucking only kick and snare should hit when kick and snare hit. Fucking get everything else out of the way. Not for major long, but yeah, hats as well. Everything when the kick and snare hits, you only want the kick and snare. And you know, it might not be loads. It might just be a few milliseconds of transient. So when the snare plays, everything ducks. So the hats as well. The hats should duck when the kick plays, and the hats should duck when the snare plays. Kick and snare, only thing playing at all. For those, not talking, milliseconds. If we're talking about 86 milliseconds or something, maybe even less, do a 32, 43 milliseconds on the hats. So just really, to get that full power of kick and snare, it should be the only thing playing. Third harmonic. So for your bass to be readable on small devices, yeah, you've got a sub, that's all good, that's down here. The third harmonic, which should be in this 100 to 200 region, that is your bass on my little cube here, or on a phone or whatever. That's the readable frequencies of the bass. And because you've not got any, it sounds to me like your bass is this sound, which is really high passed. And I can't really hear any of that. That's all being, my attention is being taken away by doop, 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 doop. So there's that, and then you have a sub. I don't have any of this. And it could be as simple as getting your sub. Let's just duplicate the whole thing. Getting the sub and pitching it up. Let's go here. Just the sub. Hey, come here. Let's take it even harsher. Take that. Freeze. Sorry, my PC's taking ages. Right, freeze, flatten, and then to make it a third harmonic, you want to go up an octave and then a fifth. So that's 7 semitones of fifths. That's 19 in total. So then you should be left with. And that, balanced in with your bass, is going to give you the readability of the bass, not just the low end. Can you hear there's a big gap in your bass? You can, hopefully when I turn it on and off, you can hear that difference on most things that you're listening on. And that connects your high end and your low end. So you got one nice big full. And the other thing I would say, I don't like doing too much of this because it is creative. But the lead line and the bass, I don't think they go together. I think they both have some cool ideas, but the lead is just distracting. I don't think it's playing with the bass. I don't think it's playing with the song. I feel like the song's got a groove, and then on top, I've just got this beep, so I think try and turn off as much of that lead as possible. Less notes always sounds better, and just try and introduce it slowly. Like the first time I would introduce that lead is probably here. So I just have the drop, boom, 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 down, and then have this fading in, and then maybe have that opening up over the whole of the next section. Obviously, it's going to sound weird because it's the whole mix. But if you had the lead line doing something, that on just the lead line, not on the whole thing. That's gonna, just fit with the song a bit more and give space for the bass to take your attention. So you're like listening to the bass, doon, doon, especially when it's got its third harmonic in there. Boom, 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 boom. You're working away to that, and then the do, 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 do. Oh, there's the lead line coming in. Next drop. I don't think that's working there. I feel like the lead line's just doing too much distraction. I'd do the note on the one, maybe. Bing! Ding, ding! So it doesn't need to go bing, bong, babble, bing, bing, bong, babble, bing, bing, bing the whole time. Just like bing, babble, bing, bing, babble, bing, babble, bing, bling. Kind of just sounds like someone noodling on a piano on top of the track at the moment. And I think if you want to do that, if you want to have it noodling, then get rid of the bass. Have the bass have none of that high end. The bass should just be none of that. None of this mid bass should be there at all if you just want to noodle. Because then you're setting a low groove and then you're just noodling some stuff on top. Put a load of fucking reverb and echo and whatever noodling on top and make it like a chill out ambient-y track. I think there's a fighting going on between this is like a groovy heavy song and I'm doing some cool noodly stuff. I think that's two different songs. Be careful with like this area. I noticed it on the intro too. Just a bit too much distortion building up there. 400 to 1K. I usually say like 800-ish. Quite easy to end up with like a... When I boost it, you can hear that it's bad, right? So soothe or just EQ or however you want to deal with that. I notice it a lot on intros and breakdowns with people because they've got rid of the sub, and usually when everything's crushed together with the sub, it makes it sound better. And when you don't have the sub, that area gets a bit much.
Flush out the filth.
So here I can see the sidechain. The sub is not sidechained to the kick. So not just from a mix point of view, from actually a vibe point of view, that kind of 4/4 you want that sucking, pumping you want that there from a vibe point of view, not just the mix point of view. Because that sounds super flat without it just burns. Or if that whole thing was going... That's the point of 4/4. Yeah, if you're not doing that, it just to me sounds like you don't know how to produce a 4/4 section. So that's that same lead from before. It's got far too much of this 4K to 5K coming in. I think it might just be a bit loud as well in general. Calm down, Syndicate. But yeah, no, it should pump, because pumping is the sound of 4/4. Like a 4/4 to the floor stompy thing without pumping isn't 4 to the floor, in my opinion. So yeah, quite a few bits that we went over with that one. Sidechain, I think, is the main one, just to like... I didn't like Duck when I used it. Volume Shaper is the... personally, I would... If it wasn't for Volume Shaper, what I did prior was automate utility. Nothing is as good as this. This is the only way to do it, in my opinion. Here's your kick. And here's your bass coming in. And you have a utility on the bass. You can physically see your kick, and you can write the automation. Kicks coming in, and then the bass is coming in there. You can be super accurate with it. That's just the way, and I did this for a long time. It's the only way. It's the best way. It's the only way that I knew that was actually accurate enough to see what is happening and adjusting stuff properly. And Volume Shaper is the only thing that that stopped me doing this, because it was just as accurate, and also accurate just on reading audio sidechain and not needing to do where are we? It's sound, what's it called? What's it? It's not called Volume Shaper, it's called something else. Shaper Box, that's the one. Shaper Box is the only thing that's as accurate as doing it that way. Start down, end up, and when you sidechain it, you can see what's coming through. Sidechain input from whatever, what was it, number 12. You can see it underneath, and you can actually line things up that accurately, you know. I found Duck just wasn't as accurate for me personally. And I kept with this utility, drawing every single one in manually until Shaperbox. Shaperbox is the only thing that that does it as Dymatics says, as surgically as I wanted it. Being able to really, say I want that gone for that much and fading in for that much, and then splitting your bands. So I want the lows, I want the highs to only do it for less, for just the transient, say. Oh, come on, you're meant to be double clicked. Oh my gosh. And yeah, that kind of surgical precision is necessary. Surgical sidechain. And that's going to do us for what I've got here. There was a couple on the old SoundCloud that I couldn't download. I downloaded it, for some reason didn't work. I don't know. Well, again, Dimatic, you're joking, but that has been a topic that's been coming up recently, is sidechaining mids and sides differently. So splitting your sidechain with something like a MSED. Then you can mute the mids, group it, call this one, rename sides, duplicate, open this one, mute the sides, rename that mid, and now you can sidechain your mids and your sides differently, and then also split frequency wise within that. How surgical do you want to go? How deep you want to go? How much do songs need it? I find just turning everything off for the kick and snare is enough. Really depends what you want. Oh yeah, ring chain mod. What did I call it? I came up with a good name for it. Who cares? Let's listen to these. The fifth, bad syntax, and for reals. Wow. Now, what did you say? You don't actually have the stems for this anymore. They've been passed back to the next. So yeah, everything will be a little bit different. But let's have a listen anyway. There's some weird phasing or something happening with the sub. I feel like the sub and third harmonic levels are like not consistent. There's like some weirdness happening. It doesn't feel as heavy as it should do. Now, one problem with a three-way collab, having been a part of a few of them, is How best to not offend anyone involved. That's the hard thing, and that is the hard thing. With so many chefs in the kitchen, my opinion is what makes a song great is being able to turn off loads of things and maintaining the core of that song. And to get the best out of this song, you're going to have to delete someone's parts. That is the hardest thing with a three-way collab, is everyone wants to put their opinions in and put their ideas in. And I know, Fo, you personally are a fan of lots going on. I feel like it's just too much going on in that drum. Straight away, drop one has boom, 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 round, now, now, now. It's got a low bass line going up to a high bass line. It's got all of the ghost snares and cat in there already, and it's got the it's like the whole everything. It's just got everything. Like it's got the leads, it's got the pads, it's got rolling drums, it's got a busy bass line all at once. For me, the issue with that is, where the fuck are you going to go now? It's 46 seconds. You've already given me the whole payoff. Like, why? I don't need another 4 minutes of it. That's the issue I have with that. Like, just try and rein it back a bit and bring these elements in over time. It sounds great. It sounds good. But I'm just talking from an arrangement and orchestration point of view. What's left to say? That it's like taking up so much of the space. I think maybe the bass, whatever's happening with the low end of the bass, is making it not feel as heavy as it should. I think maybe the third harmonic stuff, 100 up to 300, might all be a bit loud, so that it's not feeling that heavy. I think it could just be a bit more weight. Boosting the sub's not going to do anything because the song's so loud already. So maybe that third harmonic 100 to 300 could come down a bit, just to give a bit more weight to the low end. So when I have just that bass coming in, it feels, whoa, that feels big and mean and meaty. And when everything else comes back in, I'm losing a lot of the weight and again, yeah, everything's fighting for space. That's the problem when you have so much playing. So I guess one thing worth saying is when I say take stuff out and stuff sounds good, that's just me being shit at mixing. That's an argument there. When I'm saying, dude, just turn more off, that's just because I can't make lots of stuff sound good. It sounds better when there's less going on, just means I'm not very good at mixing. But yeah, you know, it is, the busier your song is, the harder your mix is going to be, because there's more stuff playing at the same time. It's just, that's what it is. Yeah, I feel like the vocals are there the whole song. That's something we chatted about before. Trance gate, or panning, or filtering it in and out. Just like, so it's not. I feel like everything. I feel like I'm at a buffet, and when I went up to get the first meal, the guy said, "Just fill all three. Just take 3 plates back with you, mate." And now I'm sitting at the table, and I've got basically the whole buffet at my table, and I'm just like, does that help? Does that help anyone out there? Am I just hungry? Maybe I'm just hungry. Yeah, I think it's just a bit too much all at once. And I know this is a problem with three-way collabs. This was my big issue with I Feel Like. I got to a point where I was just like, I think it could be a 5-star buffet, but when you've got 3 plates full and you're dribbling fucking beans out of your nose, it's not good anymore. I Feel Like, which is coming out on Disciples next week, I hated it because by the time I'd cooked and given it to Sinan and he'd cooked and then given it to HK and he'd cooked, it's just too much shit going on, man. This just sounds like crap. I needed a good few months away from that tune to appreciate it, and in the end we did have to back off a few things. It is a problem when you got that many chefs in the kitchen. That's all. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I know all three of you that are working on this song, and I know you're all nice people, and I know all of you are not going to want to delete the other person's stuff when actually deleting the other person's stuff might be needed to make the tune better. That's the hard truth of when you got so many people working on a track. Again, I'm not saying it sounds crap at all by any means. It does sound good. I just feel like it's all there all the time. Yeah, really cool vibes, really nice ideas, cool sounds. Check out the sub. It felt like the sub was phasing or like dipping when it wasn't sidechain dipping. So I think that's some phasing issues or something. And then just the general orchestration. I know the Fifth's got it now, so see what he does. I mean, I can't see how he can add anything to this track at this point, you know. So I think what needs to happen is orchestration is the nice word I use to kind of mean turn some shit off, filter some stuff in and out, and just make some stuff move around a bit more to give a bit more space and journey for the listener, you know, I think. But yeah, really cool vibes. Look forward to hearing it finished. So there was one more, and it was a bootleg. Oh my gosh, are we gonna finish with a Rihanna bootleg? Well, we have to. So there we go. Next
I'm the
space.
question, and you're of course the answer. Just hold me close, boy, cause I'm your tiny dancer. You make me shake and numb, never mistaken, but I can't control myself. Got me calling out for help. Please, someone help me. Not help me for me to feel that's right. Oh, you are making this hard. I can't take it, see it, don't feel right. SOS, please, someone help me. It's not healthy for me to feel that's right. Oh, you are making this hard. You got me tossing and turning, can't sleep at night. It's time, please, someone come and rescue me. 'Cause you on my mind, it's got me losing it. I'm lost, you got me looking for the rest of me. Love is testing me, but then I'm losing it. This time, please, someone come and rescue me. 'Cause you on my mind, it's got me losing it. My tummy's looking at you, you see you get so hot. Got me focused at the top, can't seem to find the light. Take me out, you know it's that you feel it right. Take me on my touches, how you bring your arms tonight. I'm out with you, you got me head over heels. Why you keep me hanging on the way you make me feel?
Yeah, big vibes on that. I think the only thing I would say is it felt like the original sped up with a dance floor song playing underneath it. To make them both come together, I'd probably remove the vocals from some sections, keep them as little tails. You definitely want it in the intro, you definitely want it in the build.
I'm the question and you're of course the answer. Just hold me close, boy, cause I can't control myself. Got me calling out for help. Please, someone help me. It's not healthy for me to feel that's why.
Like, maybe it doesn't need that bit there. You just leave the bass tail. So you got the catchy SOS, dum, 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 dum. Bum, 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 just played on its own. Or you have the whole section played again after without the vocals or something. And then that will also just give you some more opportunities for doubles and some bits like that. Yeah, the bulk vibe is really cool there. I would definitely have all the vocals on the intro, maybe have some drop bits that don't have vocals, chuck the vocals back in again on the C section before the breakdown so that you can double it into whatever. Cool vibes. And that's going to do us for today. Do I need to do a whole outro? Probably need to do a whole outro thing, don't I? Big ups everyone. I'm no good at this fucking YouTube malarkey. Big ups everyone. What's going on this week? We got our normal stream on Thursday. I was meant to make the raid pal for our monthly raid train. I'll get on that. Yeah, I'll catch you on Thursday for streamy times. Stonx cast at the weekend. If you want to submit tunes, Discord, patreon.com/Stonx. What else am I forgetting? I don't know. You guys rock. Thank you for being awesome. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have a good one. I'll catch up with you later. Big love. Ciao for now, everyone.